I want you to pay attention because what I'm about to tell you is the truth that most people will never face. You are living your life for everyone else. You are chasing approval, seeking validation, bending to expectations, and trying to fit into molds that were never meant for you. And all the while, your potential is screaming at you, your dreams are knocking at the door, and your greatness is being suffocated by your own fear of what other people think. You are letting opinions, judgment, comparison, and distraction steal your life. 1 second at a time, and the worst part is you may not even realize it. You are letting the world dictate the size of your ambition, the scope of your dreams, and the limits of what you think is possible. But here is the brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you forward. No one is going to tell you that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are unstoppable. That responsibility falls on you and you alone. And right now, right this moment, you have a choice. Continue living for everyone else or step up, stand tall, and start living unapologetically for yourself. You see, being yourself is not easy. It is not comfortable. It is not convenient. In fact, it will make people uncomfortable. It will make them question you. It will make them doubt you. And some of them will even try to stop you, mock you, or belittle you. That is the price of authenticity. That is the cost of freedom. That is the consequence of stepping into a life that is bigger than what anyone around you believes is possible. And if you are not ready to accept that price, if you are not ready to stand strong in your own truth, then nothing I say will matter. But if you are ready to rise, if you are ready to stop shrinking, if you are ready to ignore the noise, then listen carefully, because the next few minutes could change your life forever. Imagine for a second what it would feel like to be untouchable by the opinions of others. Imagine what it would feel like to stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Imagine what it would feel like to wake up every day with a clear focus, a strong purpose, and an unstoppable drive that cannot be shaken by criticism, doubt, or judgment. That is not a fantasy. That is not a dream. That is reality waiting for you on the other side of fear, doubt, and the need for approval. But here is the catch. It requires action. It requires discipline. It requires courage. It requires you to stand in the fire of judgment and keep moving forward anyway. It requires you to silence the voices of everyone else and amplify the voice inside you, the voice that knows who you really are and what you are truly capable of achieving. So stay with me, listen carefully, absorb every word, because what I am about to reveal is not just motivation. It is a blueprint for taking back your power, reclaiming your focus, and living a life that is unapologetically yours. It is time to stop living in the shadows of other people's expectations. It is time to stop shrinking to make the world comfortable. It is time to stop waiting for permission. Your time is now. Your voice is now. Your life is now. The person you are meant to be is waiting for you on the other side of fear, doubt, and the noise. Be ready, because this is the moment you stop caring what everyone else thinks and start caring only about who you are becoming. Listen to me carefully, because this is where everything begins. Your authenticity, who you truly are, unfiltered, unmasked, unafraid, is the weapon no one else can take from you. It's the one thing in a world full of imitation, copying, and pretending that can never be duplicated. Every day you wake up, you are surrounded by a sea of people trying to tell you who to be, what to do, how to act, how to speak, and even what dreams are acceptable for someone like you. They want you to shrink, to blend, to dim your light, because a confident, authentic version of you makes them uncomfortable. They fear it. They can't stand it. They want to mold you into a version that fits their expectations, their comfort zone, their narrow vision of what's normal. But let me tell you this, your power, your real power, doesn't come from fitting in. It doesn't come from pleasing everyone or chasing approval or following the trends or copying what's popular right now. Your power comes from being yourself in a world that desperately wants you to be someone else. Every time you try to fit in, every time you try to be what they want, every time you dim your light, you are betraying the one person who deserves loyalty the most. You. Think about it for a second. Every great person, every person who ever achieved anything extraordinary in this world got there by embracing exactly who they were when nobody else understood them. They were told they were too loud, too quiet, too ambitious, too weird, too different, too much, not enough. And yet they didn't stop. They didn't conform. They leaned into themselves. They said, this is who I am, and I'm not negotiating it. That's why authenticity is your superpower. It is the fuel that drives your courage, your confidence, your resilience, and your creativity. When you stop apologizing for the way you think, for the way you speak, for the way you dream, you unlock a power so fierce that no obstacle, no criticism, no doubt, and no fear can ever hold you back. It is not loud, flashy, or easy to spot at first, but when you own it, the world starts noticing. Opportunities find you because authenticity attracts the right energy, the right people, the right circumstances. It's magnetic. It pulls success towards you because what you are showing to the world is real, unshakable, undeniable. Fake people attract fake results. Authentic people attract real power, real connections, real influence, and real victories. But here's the hard truth. Embracing your authenticity is not comfortable. It will make people around you uncomfortable. They will question you. They will doubt you. They will laugh at your ideas, roll their eyes at your choices, and whisper behind your back. And that's exactly what it means that you are on the right track. If everyone understood you, if everyone agreed with you, if everyone approved of you, then you are blending, you are copying, you are playing small. True authenticity, the kind that changes your life, shapes your destiny, and separates you from mediocrity, is radical. It is bold. It is unapologetic. It is scary. It will cost you friendships. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you familiarity, and it will test your patience. But it will also pay you back in ways you cannot imagine. Confidence, influence, freedom, and legacy all flow from the courage to say, I am me, and I refuse to be anything else. The world is full of people who are too busy imitating each other to ever create anything remarkable. They follow trends, chase validation, mimic behaviors, and live life as shadows of other people's dreams. They wake up every day worried about what people think instead of what they can achieve. That is the life of a follower. That is the life of someone who will never taste their true potential. And yet it doesn't have to be that way for you. You have a choice. You can spend your life performing, pretending, apologizing, shrinking, and waiting for permission. Or you can step into your authenticity, embrace it fully, and never look back. The moment you stop caring about everyone else's opinion, the moment you stop trying to fit a mold that was never built for you, is the moment your power is unleashed. You become unstoppable because nothing outside of you can affect you. Criticism, rejection, judgment, and doubt lose their grip because you are anchored in something stronger than them. The truth of who you are. Authenticity is not just a mindset. It is a practice. It is a commitment. It is a daily choice to reject pretense and embrace reality, your reality. It is choosing to express your thoughts, your ideas, your emotions, your passions in a way that feels honest, even when it terrifies you. It is choosing to walk your path, your way, even when everyone else is walking in a line, in uniform, in silence. And every day you do this, every time you act without the approval of others, your confidence grows. Every time you honor your truth, your resilience strengthens. Every time you choose your voice over the crowd's noise, your power multiplies. You start seeing opportunities, doors, and connections that fake people will never experience because they are too busy wearing masks, too busy hiding behind approval, too busy seeking validation. There is a fire inside of you waiting to be lit. That fire is your authenticity. It has been there since the day you were born, burning quietly, hidden under layers of expectation, criticism, and comparison. Every time you have dimmed that fire to make someone else comfortable, it has shrunk. But here's the reality. Fire cannot be extinguished when it is fed with courage, truth, and relentless commitment to self. It will rise, it will blaze, it will destroy all barriers in its path. And when that fire is fully alive, when you no longer apologize for who you are, when you no longer chase anyone's approval, when you finally embrace the truth that you are your own superpower, nothing can stop you. So stop shrinking, stop conforming, stop bending to the expectations of others, stop hiding behind fear, stand tall, speak boldly, act decisively, live loudly. The world does not need another copy. It does not need someone who blends into the background. It does not need someone who silences their voice to make others comfortable. The world needs you, the real you, the powerful you, the authentic you, the one who refuses to be anything less than everything you were born to be. That is your superpower. That is your weapon. That is your destiny. And when you finally embrace it, nothing will ever be the same again. Listen to me, because this is the reality that most people refuse to see. The world will never leave you alone. The world does not care about your dreams, your goals, your passions, or the greatness burning inside of you. From the moment you were born, every voice, every expectation, every rule, every tradition, every social norm is trying to shape you, to mold you, to put you into a box so that you are predictable, manageable, and easily controlled. Family, friends, teachers, co-workers, society at large, they all have an idea of who they want you to be. They will tell you what is acceptable, what is too much, what is too risky, what is too ambitious. And if you do not follow it, if you do not conform, they will criticize you. They will doubt you. They will attempt to break your spirit. This is not just a theory. It is a law of life. The moment you show even a glimpse of authenticity, the moment you step out of line, the moment you dream bigger than what the world says is reasonable, the pressure begins. And the pressure is relentless. The pressure comes in the form of opinions, in the form of judgment, in the form of ridicule. The pressure comes in the form of upper whispers and outright shouts telling you to be normal, fit in, stop dreaming, don't be so ambitious. Why are you different? The world wants you small, quiet, ordinary, and safe because ordinary people are easier to predict, easier to control, easier to forget. But here is the truth that separates the weak from the unstoppable. The world cannot shape you unless you allow it. The world cannot dictate your worth unless you surrender your power. The world cannot define your limits unless you accept them. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary understood this secret. The world will try to shape you, but you do not have to let it. Every person who changed the game, who rewrote the rules, who broke barriers, who created empires, who touched millions of lives, did not wait for permission. They did not wait for approval. They did not wait for the world to be comfortable with their ambition or their vision. They simply moved. They simply acted. They simply decided that no voice outside of themselves could define their identity or dictate their destiny. And that is why you must understand that every criticism, every doubt, every negative comment, every moment of rejection is not a signal that you are failing. It is proof that you are standing out. It is proof that you are threatening the status quo. It is proof that you are doing something that the crowd cannot comprehend. Think about it. The world is full of people who will tell you who to be, how to act, and what to dream. They will try to convince you that your ideas are too big, your goals are unrealistic, your personality is too strong, your energy is too much, your vision is too wild. And if you listen, if you let their voices control your mind, if you bow to their pressure, you will never experience your true potential. You will never see what you are capable of. You will never feel the thrill of walking a path that was built entirely for you. The moment you let the world dictate your identity, you are giving your power away. You are trading freedom for approval. You are exchanging authenticity for comfort. You are choosing the familiar over the extraordinary. Every great person, every legend, every disruptor, every icon has faced this. They have been told to stop, to slow down, to shrink, to hide, to blend in, to quit. The world wants to shape everyone into copies of the same person because it fears the individual who cannot be controlled. The world fears authenticity. It fears courage. It fears brilliance. It fears people who refuse to be silenced, who refuse to be limited, who refuse to be small. But you have a choice. You can let the world shape you, or you can rise above it. You can let the world's fear and doubt define your actions, or you can define your own path. You can let other people's comfort zones become your prison, or you can break free and walk boldly into your own reality. Every time you choose the latter, every time you ignore the noise, every time you reject the pressure to conform, you grow stronger. Every act of defiance, every step off the beaten path, every decision to honor your true self chips away at the chains the world wants to put around you. Understand this. It will not be easy. The world is loud. It is persistent. It is everywhere. It will throw opinions at you. It will criticize you. It will mock you. It will ridicule you. It will try to make you doubt yourself. It will try to make you afraid. But here is the key. The louder it gets, the more you know you are on the right track. The more resistance you feel, the more you are stepping into greatness. The more people question your path, the more your path matters. Pressure is proof of potential. Opposition is proof that you are threatening. G, mediocrity. And every single time you ignore the voices that try to shape you and continue on your own path, you send a signal to the universe and to yourself that your life will not be dictated by fear, limitation, or external control. You must understand that shaping yourself is your responsibility. You are the master of your mind, your spirit, your vision, and your destiny. You are the only one who can determine the standards you live by, the boundaries you set, and the heights you aim for. If you allow others to shape you, you surrender that power. You give away your confidence. You give away your dreams. You give away your freedom. But when you refuse to bow, when you reject the pressure, when you trust your instincts, when you honor your truth, you reclaim that power. You reclaim destiny. You become unstoppable. So every time someone tells you to slow down, every time someone doubts you, every time someone laughs at your vision, remember this. The world will always try to shape you, but the only person who can define who you are is you. Your thoughts, your actions, your decisions, your courage, your persistence, and your authenticity. They are the only forces that matter. Build them, protect them, and feed them. Ignore the noise. Reject the pressure. Stay unshakable. Walk your path with relentless focus and confidence. And remember, greatness was never given to people who followed the crowd. It was given to those who ignored the crowd and carved their own way, one step at a time, against all resistance. When you embrace this truth, when you stop letting the world shape you, you unlock freedom, you unlock power. You unlock a life of limitless possibility. You stop living under rules that were never made for you and start living a life that was designed by your courage, your ambition, and your vision. And that is when you realize no one can stop you, because the only person you need to satisfy is yourself. The only opinion that matters is yours. The only approval you need is your own. That is the mindset of someone who will rise above mediocrity, who will defy expectations, who will change their world, and who will leave a legacy that no one can ignore. Listen closely, because this is one of the most important truths you will ever face. Comparison is the silent assassin of your progress, the invisible chain that keeps you trapped in mediocrity while the world passes you by. Every time you look to someone else and measure yourself against them, you are handing over your power. You are letting your focus be hijacked. You are allowing your mind to be poisoned with doubt, envy, and fear. And it doesn't matter if it's a friend, a colleague, a social media influencer, or a stranger on the street. Anyone whose life you compare yourself to becomes a weapon against your own growth. The moment you start measuring your worth by someone else's success, their popularity, their wealth, their appearance, or their achievements, you stop moving forward. You freeze. You hesitate. You question your ability. You wonder if you're enough. And that doubt, that hesitation, that questioning is exactly what keeps you from becoming the person you were born to be. The only person you should be in competition with is the person you were yesterday. The only standards you should hold yourself to are your own. But the world is relentless. The world wants you distracted. The world wants you looking sideways. The world wants you caught in a comparison trap because it keeps you small. It keeps you ordinary. It keeps you looking at everyone else while your life slips through your fingers. Think about it. Every time you scroll through social media, every time you peek into someone else's life, every time you measure your progress, us against theirs, you are stealing from yourself. You are robbing yourself of energy, of focus, of creativity, of courage. You are allowing someone else's journey to dictate how you feel about your own. And the tragedy is, no matter how hard you work, no matter what you achieve, there will always be someone who looks better, has more, or seems further ahead. If you let comparison be your compass, you will always feel behind, inadequate, and unworthy. You will always be chasing someone else's shadow instead of creating your own light. You will always be distracted by the wrong things, focusing on the wrong metrics, measuring the wrong victories. Comparison does not motivate you. It weakens you. It does not challenge you. It paralyzes you. It does not guide you. It misleads you. And yet, most people are addicted to it. Most people have no idea that this habit is destroying their potential. Comparison is a thief because it takes what is yours, your focus, your confidence, your drive, and replaces it with anxiety, jealousy, and self-doubt. It convinces you that you are not enough, that your journey is too slow, that your effort is meaningless, and that your dreams are impossible. It makes you think you have to be someone else to be valuable. It makes you think that if you are not like them, if you do not have what they have, you are failing. And the result, you waste your days chasing illusions. You waste your energy on distractions. You waste your life on feelings of inadequacy. All the while, the real work, the work of building yourself, strengthening your mind, sharpening your skills, creating your vision, is left undone. Comparison steals more than just time. It steals the very essence of who you are and who you could become. But here's the thing that separates winners from losers. Winners understand that comparison is a trap, a lie, a thief. Winners do not look at what other RS have or what others are doing. They look inward. They measure themselves only by the growth they see in themselves, by the progress they make, by the courage they summon, by the consistency they maintain. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every lesson learned, every skill mastered, every fear confronted, every risk taken is evidence that you are moving, you are advancing, you are becoming. Comparison is meaningless when you are focused on your own path, because the only race that matters is the one you run against yourself. When you stop comparing, you stop competing for validation. When you stop comparing, you stop chasing illusions. When you stop comparing, you finally free your mind to do what it was meant to do. Create, conquer, and rise. The truth is, the world is full of distractions designed to make you look sideways, to make you feel less, to make you doubt. Social media is a perfect example. Every feed is a carefully curated highlight reel, a collection of successes, smiles, and achievements designed to make you feel behind. And most people fall for it every single day. They scroll, they compare, they feel inadequate, they lose momentum, and they give up on the very things that could change their lives. Don't be that person. Don't let someone else's life dictate how you feel about your own. Your journey is yours. Your timeline is yours. Your battles, your victories, your failures, they are yours. And the moment you embrace that truth, the moment you stop comparing, the moment you turn your focus inward, is the moment you reclaim your energy, your power, your confidence, and your destiny. Comparison also kills creativity. When you are constantly looking at what others are doing, you are copying their ideas, mimicking their actions, and following their path. You are not innovating. You are not discovering. You are not building something unique. You are recycling someone else's success, hoping it will work for you, while your own originality fades into the background. Every time you compare yourself, you silence your own voice, suppress your own ideas, and defer to someone else's definition of what is possible. The world does not need another copy. It needs your original contribution. It needs your authentic action. And that will never happen as long as you are looking over your shoulder, measuring your worth by what someone else is doing. And make no mistake, comparison is not just a distraction. It is a decision. Every time you compare yourself, you are choosing doubt over belief, fear over courage, distraction over authenticity. You are deciding to give power to the wrong source. But here is the good news. Every decision is reversible. You can choose today to stop looking at others, to stop measuring your worth by someone else's life, to stop letting comparison rob you of your peace, your confidence, and your momentum. You can choose to focus on your own growth, your own actions, your own progress, your own victories. You can choose to run your own race on your own timeline, at your own pace, with your own rules. That is where real progress is made. That is where excellence is forged. That is where greatness is born. So listen carefully. Comparison is a thief, but you are the guardian of your life. Protect your energy. Protect your focus. Protect your mind. Stop looking sideways. Stop measuring your journey by someone else's standards. Stop worrying about what they have, what they are doing, or what they say. Look forward. Look inward. Look at yourself and say, I am enough. I am growing. I am advancing. I am building. I am creating. I am winning. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Your only standard is the progress you make today. And when you finally stop comparing, when you finally shut out the noise, when you finally focus on yourself, that is when your life starts moving at the speed and magnitude you were always meant to achieve. Comparison is a thief, but focus is a fortress. Comparison steals, but action builds. Comparison distracts, but persistence wins. Guard your mind, guard your journey, guard your destiny. Protect yourself from the thief. And remember this. The person you see in the mirror is the only person who matters. The progress you make is the only measure that counts. The life you build is the only result that matters. Ignore the rest and watch yourself rise beyond what you ever imagined. Listen to me carefully, because this is a truth that most people refuse to face. If you are stepping into your power, if you are walking your path, if you are chasing your dreams with intensity and focus, criticism is not just possible, it is inevitable. Rejection is not a question of if, it is a question of when. And the moment you understand that, the moment you accept it as part of the journey, your life changes forever. The world is not waiting to celebrate your growth. The world is not sitting by applauding your ambition. The world is full of people who will tell you you're too much, too ambitious, too loud, too different, too weak, too slow, too bold, too inexperienced. They will point out every flaw, magnify every mistake, and dismiss every idea you have. And if you let it, their words will stop you in your tracks, will shake your confidence, and will make you question whether your dreams are worth chasing. But here's the secret. Criticism is not a punishment. It is a signal. Rejection is not a failure. It is feedback. It is proof that you are stepping outside the comfort zone, that you are challenging the status quo, that you are doing something that others are too afraid to do themselves. The more criticism you face, the more you know you are moving. The more rejection you encounter, the more you know you are challenging the ordinary. Think about it for a second. Every person who ever achieved anything significant was criticized relentlessly. Every person who ever created something new, who dared to dream bigger than anyone around them, who took a stand, who refused to blend in, faced rejection. And yet they continued. They didn't stop because of the critics. They didn't quit because someone said it couldn't be done. They didn't fold when doors slammed in their face. They used it. They used every criticism, every rejection, every insult, every eye roll, every moment of doubt from others, and they turned it into fuel. They let it ignite their determination, sharpen their focus, and strengthen their resolve. You must understand that criticism is not an obstacle. It is a compass. It points you toward the path that matters. It tells you where the world is uncomfortable with you, which is exactly where growth happens. Exactly where opportunity lives, exactly where greatness is waiting. Rejection is expected because the world will never be ready for you. Your ideas, your vision, your ambition, your energy, it will always be ahead of its time. And when you are ahead of the curve, when you are doing things differently, when you are setting new standards, rejection is part of the process. People will say no. People will doubt you. People will ignore you. People will laugh at you. People will try to block you. And that is normal. That is life. That is the process of separating the ordinary from the extraordinary. If you want to do something remarkable, if you want to build something meaningful, if you want to rise to a level few have reached, you must get comfortable with the discomfort of rejection. You must embrace it, understand it, and learn from it. You must realize that rejection is not a reflection of your value, your potential, or your ability. Rejection is a reflection of resistance. It is a reflection of fear. It is a reflection of the limitations others place on themselves and try to impose on you. Here's the harsh truth. The moment you chase greatness, the moment you pursue your dreams unapologetically, you will be rejected. People will tell you you're too late, you're too inexperienced, you're too unqualified. They will say it's impossible, that it's dangerous, that it won't work. And if you let their words define you, if you let their rejection dictate your actions, you will never step into your full potential. But the people who achieve, the people who rise above, the people who leave legacies, they do not let rejection stop them. They do not let criticism silence them. They do not waste time trying to appease the masses. They move forward anyway. They act anyway. They fight anyway. And in doing so, they transform the very things that others used to hold them back into the tools that propel them forward. Criticism and rejection also serve another purpose. They teach resilience. They teach strength. They teach you who you really are when the world is against you, when everyone is saying no, when every door closes, when every opportunity seems out of reach. That is when you discover what you are made of. That is when you find the courage to keep going, the determination to push harder, and the discipline to stay focused. Those who shy away from criticism, those who fear rejection, those who seek constant approval, they never know the power that comes from facing adversity head on. They never know the growth that comes from persistence. They never know the freedom that comes from ignoring everyone else and staying committed to their own vision. And here is the most important part. Criticism and rejection only matter if you let them matter. You control your response. You control your energy. You get to decide whether someone else's opinion shapes your reality or whether your reality is shaped by your actions, your courage, your consistency, and your focus. When you step into this mindset, when you internalize this truth, rejection becomes a challenge, criticism becomes fuel, and fear of judgment disappears. You become unstoppable because nothing outside of you can dictate the speed, the direction, or the magnitude of your success. You become immune to the opinions of others because you are anchored in something stronger, your belief in yourself, your vision, and your purpose. So let me be clear. If you want to achieve anything extraordinary, if you want to rise above mediocrity, if you want to create a life that matters, criticism and rejection are not optional. They are guaranteed. and that is a good thing. That is a sign that you are moving, growing, and challenging the ordinary. The moment you realize this, the moment you embrace it, the moment you expect it, you stop wasting energy on doubt, worry, or fear. You focus solely on your actions, your growth, your progress, and your purpose. You understand that the only opinions that truly matter are your own and those who support your vision. You learn to move in silence when needed, to stay disciplined, and to trust your path, even when the world says it's impossible. Remember this: every time someone criticizes you, every time someone rejects you, every time someone tells you no, that is not the end. It is a signal. It is an invitation to rise higher, work harder, and prove not them, but yourself, right? It is proof that you are stepping into your power. It is evidence that you are doing something worth noticing, worth challenging, worth pursuing. And the people who rise above, the people who leave legacies, the people who change their world, they use every no, every insult, every dismissal, and every rejection as stepping stones to greatness. They do not flinch. They do not quit. They do not wait for approval. They do not seek validation. They move, they fight, they act, they persist, and they win. And that is exactly what you must do. So embrace the criticism, expect the rejection, welcome the resistance. Let it fuel you instead of paralyze you. Let it teach you instead of discourage you. Let it sharpen your focus instead of diverting your attention. When you do this, when you step into this mindset, when you internalize this truth, nothing can stop you. The world may try to push you down. The world may try to tell you no. The world may try to convince you to quit, but you, the one who knows the power of persistence, the courage of conviction, and the strength of belief, will rise above it all. You will move forward. You will succeed. You will thrive. And the legacy you leave will be proof that criticism and rejection are nothing compared to the power of an unstoppable, relentless, fearless human being who refuses to quit. Listen to me, because this is where most people fail before they even start. Confidence is not given. Confidence is not something you can borrow from someone else. Confidence is earned, built, and forged, but it is built in a way that most people refuse to understand. It grows in silence. It grows in consistency. It grows in the moments when no one is watching, when no on. E is validating you, and when the world is too busy chasing attention to notice your work. Most people want confidence to come overnight. They want it to come in the form of praise, recognition, or validation from others. They want someone to tell them, you are capable, or you are enough, or you are great. And when no one says it, they crumble. They falter. They doubt themselves. That is not confidence. That is fragility masquerading as self-belief. Real confidence does not need an audience. Real confidence does not require permission. Real confidence is quiet, deep, and unshakable because it is built from relentless effort, from daily discipline, and from proving to yourself over and over that you can do what you said you would do. Think about it for a second. Every great athlete, every top performer, every successful entrepreneur, every person who rose to the top did not get there because people were cheering for them while they practiced. They got there because they showed up day in and day out when no one was watching. They put in the hours. They made the sacrifices. They did the work that felt uncomfortable, repetitive, and boring. They stayed consistent. And in that consistency, they built a confidence so strong that no insult, no setback, no failure could shake them. Confidence is not flashy. It is not created by talking about your goals. It is created by quietly executing them. Every time you follow through, every time you push yourself to do what you said you would do, every time you rise when others would quit, you are adding another brick to the foundation of your confidence. And when that foundation is solid, when it is built in silence, it cannot be broken by anyone outside of you. Most people fail because they seek confidence externally. They look for compliments. They look for recognition. They look for followers, likes, and approval. And when they don't get it, they doubt themselves. That is the trap. That is weakness. That is how the world keeps ordinary people ordinary. True confidence is internal. It is self-generated. It is self-verified. It does not rely on external applause or validation. It is born from doing the work, showing up consistently, facing fears, and proving to yourself that you are capable of handling life, no matter the obstacles. Every time you keep your word to yourself, every time you rise above temptation, every time you push past discomfort, you are feeding your confidence. You are training it, strengthening it, making it unshakable. And that is how you build a mind that is bulletproof against doubt, fear, and negativity. Silence is where your confidence grows because it removes the noise. It removes the distractions. It removes the constant bombardment of opinions, judgments, and comparisons. In silence, you confront yourself. You confront your weaknesses, your fears, your limitations. You see them clearly, without distortion, without comparison, without distraction. And in that clarity, you find solutions, you find strength, you find courage, you find discipline. Silence allows you to focus on what matters, your growth, your actions, your progress. It allows you to tune out the voices that want to tell you who you should be and start listening to the one voice that truly matters, your own. Confidence cannot grow when your attention is scattered. Confidence cannot grow when you are constantly seeking approval. Confidence can only grow in the quiet moments when you are committed to yourself, committed to your work, and committed to your mission. Consistency is the engine that drives confidence. It is the habit, the ritual, the relentless repetition of effort, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels pointless, even when you feel like quitting. Consistency. Why is the daily proof that you can trust yourself? It is the repeated action that shows your mind and your body that you are dependable, reliable, and capable. Without consistency, confidence is fragile. It is a paper-thin illusion that can be torn apart by the slightest criticism, the slightest failure, the slightest challenge. But with consistency, confidence becomes steel. It becomes armor. It becomes unshakable. Every day you show up, every day you put in the work, every day you push yourself beyond your comfort zone. You are reinforcing that armor. You are sharpening that edge. You are building a self-belief that cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. Here's the thing most people don't understand. Confidence is not a feeling. It is a habit. It is a skill. It is a byproduct of action. You will not magically wake up one day feeling unstoppable because someone said you were great. You will not magically feel capable because life seems easy. You will feel unstoppable because you earned it. You earned it through effort, through discipline, through silent, relentless, consistent work that no one else may ever see. And that earned confidence is permanent. It is unshakable. It is not influenced by circumstance or opinion. It is yours, and no one can take it away. When you combine silence and consistency, you create an unbreakable feedback loop. Silence allows you to focus, to reflect, to confront yourself without distraction. Consistency allows you to act, to prove yourself over and over, to reinforce your belief in your own abilities. The two together produce a confidence that is unstoppable, that is undeniable, that radiates from within, and that no one can diminish. It is a quiet power, a disciplined power. And when you operate from this place, you no longer need validation. You no longer fear judgment. You no longer compare yourself to me, else. You move forward with purpose, with courage, and with relentless determination because you know who you are, what you can do, and what you are capable of achieving. So here is the challenge. Stop seeking confidence from others. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for applause, recognition, or validation. Stop chasing attention and external approval. Instead, embrace the silence. Step into the moments when no one is watching. Do the work. Be consistent. Show up every day. Push yourself even when it hurts. Fight even when you feel weak. Build your foundation. quietly, relentlessly, and without compromise. And every day, as you honor your commitments, as you rise above excuses, as you conquer fear, your confidence will grow. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Not from someone else's praise, but from your own proof. Not from luck, but from discipline. And when that confidence is built, when it is solid, when it is deep, you will realize that the world can throw anything at you. Criticism, rejection, failure, doubt, fear. And it won't matter. Because you will know without question that you have what it takes. You will trust yourself. You will believe in your mission. You will move with unshakable purpose. And that is when you finally step into the level of success, influence, and greatness that you were always meant to achieve. Listen closely, because this is the truth that most people refuse to accept. The world is loud, chaotic, and full of distractions. And if you are not careful, it will steal your focus, scatter your energy, and destroy your potential. Every day you are bombarded with opinions, advice, criticism, entertainment, and messages telling you what to think, what to do, what to want, and what is important. Every time you scroll through your phone, check social media, listen to the news, or even engage in casual conversation, the noise pile that's up, drowning out your inner voice, your purpose, and your vision. And the world doesn't even care if it distracts you from greatness. It doesn't care if it pulls you away from your dreams. It doesn't care if it keeps you average while everyone else passes you by. But here's the key. You have a choice. You can either let the noise control you, scatter your energy, and steal your focus, or you can learn to ignore it entirely and lock in on what truly matters. The people who rise above the crowd, the people who achieve massive success, the people who leave legacies do not let external noise dictate their reality. They understand that the more noise there is, the more critical it is to protect your attention and to focus relentlessly on your own vision. Think about it for a second. Every distraction you allow in your life, every piece of unsolicited advice you listen to, every comparison you make, every judgment you take seriously, it is a brick in the wall separating you from your goals. Every time you let the noise of the world infiltrate your mind, you lose clarity, you lose momentum, you lose the connection to the person you are becoming and the life you are building. The world will always have opinions about what you should do, how you should act, who you should be, and where you should go. If you follow those voices, if you react to every criticism or suggestion, you are living life according to everyone else's map, not your own. You are wandering aimlessly while pretending to be on a path. You are letting the opinions of others set the standard for your potential. And that is why ignoring the noise is not optional. It is necessary. Focus is power. Focus is clarity. Focus is what separates ordinary people from the extraordinary. When you can lock in on your vision, when you can eliminate the distractions, when you can silence the doubts, the opinions, the criticism, the fear, and the chaos around you, you unlock a mental strength that is unstoppable. The world will test you. The world will try to pull your attention in 1,000 directions. The world will try to make you care about things that do not matter, to chase results that are meaningless, to follow trends that lead nowhere. But the people who succeed, the people who dominate, the people who achieve what others only dream about have learned to filter the noise. They have learned to discern between what is relevant and what is distraction. They have learned to treat criticism, rejection, and opinion as data, not instruction. And when they do this, when they achieve this level of focus, their energy multiplies, their productivity skyrockets, and their results explode. Most people fail because they let the noise control them. They react to it. They chase it. They worry about it. They let it dictate their moods, their actions, and even their dreams. They check their phones constantly. They care too much about what others think. They consume information without action, and they let the chaos of the outside world infiltrate the sanctuary of their mind. That is why so many people never reach their potential. That is why so many people work hard but achieve little. That is why so many people feel frustrated, overwhelmed, and stuck. Noise is subtle but deadly. because it steals your focus without you even realizing it. It is constant, it is seductive, and it is relentless. And if you do not develop the discipline to ignore it, it will steal your life. Ignoring the noise does not mean being ignorant. It does not mean avoiding feedback or being arrogant. It means having the wisdom to know what matters and what does not. It means recognizing that not every opinion is valid, not every voice is helpful, and not every distraction deserves your attention. It means protecting your mind, protecting your energy, and protecting your focus at all costs. It means saying no to the irrelevant, the toxic, and the superficial so that you can say yes to the work that matters, the vision that drives you, and the life you are building. And this requires discipline. It requires courage. It requires self-awareness. And it requires relentless commitment to yourself. When you focus on your vision, everything changes. The things that used to overwhelm you no longer have power over you. Criticism bounces off you. Rejection becomes fuel. Failure becomes feedback. Comparison loses its weight. The chaos of the world becomes background noise because your attention is fixed on what only you can create, what only you can achieve, and what only you can become. Vision is clarity. Vision is direction. Vision is purpose. When you know exactly where you are going and why you are going there, the distractions and noise of the world shrink to insignificance. Nothing can pull you off course because your mind, your energy, and your actions are fully aligned with your mission. Silence is a part of this process. Consistency is a part of this process. Every day when you show up and do the work, you are reinforcing your vision. Every day when you ignore the distractions, you are strengthening your focus. Every day when you prioritize what matters and eliminate what does not, you are building a life that is unshakable, unstoppable, and extraordinary. And over time, the combination of focus, discipline, and action creates momentum that becomes impossible to stop. No external noise, no external opinion, no external obstacle can slow you down because you have anchored your power in clarity, action, and purpose. Here's the reality. The world will always try to pull you away from your path. It will tempt you with shortcuts. It will seduce you with distractions. It will confuse you with code, interdictions. It will challenge your focus at every turn. But when you refuse to give it that power, when you lock in, when you act deliberately, when you move relentlessly towards your vision, you create an unshakable force. Your energy compounds. Your results multiply. Your confidence grows. Your influence expands. And nothing can stop you. Not opinion, not criticism, not rejection, not chaos. You become the master of your life, the architect of your destiny, and the creator of your reality. So understand this. Ignore the noise. Protect your mind. Protect your focus. Ignore what does not matter. Block out the distractions. Don't chase validation. Don't react to opinion. Don't let chaos dictate your actions. Instead, fix your eyes on your vision. Build it, pursue it, defend it. Let everything else fade into the background. Do this with discipline, with intensity, and with consistency. And over time, your vision will no longer be just a dream. It will be your reality. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can compete with the power of a mind focused, disciplined, and aligned with his vision. Listen to me very carefully because this is the truth that most people refuse to face. Your time is the one resource in life that is truly non-renewable, that once gone can never be recovered. And yet, most people squander it like it is limitless. Every second that passes is gone forever. Every hour wasted on distraction, procrastination, or mindless consumption is a piece of your life you can never get back. And the problem is, the world doesn't care if you waste your time. Society, culture, and the people around you will not step in and protect your hours for you. No one is going to give you a warning. No one is going to tell you, stop, protect your moments. Don't let them be stolen. You have to take responsibility for your time yourself. It is yours. It is precious. And if you do not protest, it. If you do not guard it with ruthless discipline, it will be taken from you piece by piece, until one day you look back and realize that your life has been consumed by things that did not matter, by people who did not value you, and by actions that did not move you closer to your vision. Time is not just a measurement. Time is life itself. Every choice you make about how you spend it either builds you or breaks you, either propels you forward or keeps you stagnant. And yet, most people hand their time over carelessly. They allow endless distractions to consume their focus. They let people who drain their energy dictate how their hours are spent. They chase entertainment instead of excellence. They scroll endlessly. They gossip endlessly. They engage in pointless debates. They procrastinate endlessly, all while their dreams, goals, and potential sit patiently in the background, waiting for attention that never comes. The most dangerous steeds in your life are not the obvious ones. They are subtle. They are the people who demand your attention unnecessarily, the habits that steal your focus without warning, the distractions disguised as opportunities. Every time you give in, every time you say yes to something that does not align with your purpose, every time you allow a moment to slip by without deliberate action, you are letting life slip away from you. Here is the harsh reality. You will never get this moment back. The phone notifications, the pointless scrolling, the social media comparisons, the gossip, the meaningless drama, they will all demand your attention, but only you can decide what deserves it. Time is like money. It must be budgeted, invested, and protected. And the people who achieve greatness understand that better than anyone. They do not spend hours on what does not serve them. They do not let other people's opinions or drama dictate their priorities. They do not waste energy on distractions that have no return. They value their time like it is gold because they know that how they spend it determines the quality of their life, the magnitude of their impact, and the speed at which they reach their goals. Every minute you protect, every hour you guard, every day you live deliberately is a step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Most people fail not because they lack talent or ambition, but because they fail to respect their time. They allow it to be hijacked by low-value tasks and toxic people. They let excuses steal hours. They let procrastination eat days. And when they look back, they are shocked at how little they accomplished compared to their potential. Protecting your time is not optional. It is survival. It is the difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of purpose. It is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves. It is the difference between someone who talks about their goals and someone who actually lives them. Time is finite, and every day you fail to protect it is a day closer to regret. Let me tell you something important. Protecting your time requires courage. It requires saying no. It requires prioritizing your goals over the demands of others. It requires discipline to avoid immediate gratification in favor of long-term gain. It requires focus to know what matters and what does not. It requires the strength to cut off distractions, to eliminate toxic relationships, to stop engaging in activities that do not move you forward. Every yes you give to something that is not aligned with your vision is a no to your potential, a no to your dreams, a no to your future. And every no you confidently say to distractions, negativity, and unproductive habits is a yes to yourself, your growth, and your destiny. Time is also a reflection of your self-respect. The way you spend your hours shows the world what you truly value. If you give it away freely to people, places, or activities that do not matter, you are sending a message that you do not value your own life. But when you protect your time relentlessly, when you prioritize your energy, when you dedicate yourself to actions that build your future, you are sending a signal to the universe, to others, and most importantly to yourself, that you are serious, that you are disciplined, and that you are unstoppable. Time protected is power accumulated. Time invested in growth is results guaranteed. Time Time ignored is opportunity lost forever. Think about the people who achieve greatness. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They do not get distracted by criticism. They do not allow the world to dictate their schedule. They move deliberately every day, every hour, every minute. They guard their focus like it is a fortress. They understand that every moment wasted is a moment someone else is using to get ahead. They understand that life is measured not in years, but in the quality of the minutes you use. And that is why their results are exponential. Every small decision to respect their time compounds into massive growth, massive achievement, and massive influence. And here is the secret that most people will never understand. Your time is your most valuable weapon. If you learn to protect it, to prioritize it, to invest it wisely, you can achieve more in a few focused months than most people do in years of aimless effort. If you learn to protect your time, distractions no longer control your life. If you learn to protect your time, your vision becomes unstoppable. If you learn to protect your time, your growth becomes inevitable. Protecting your time is not about being rigid. It is about being intentional. It is about aligning every action with your purpose. It is about knowing that your life is finite, that your potential is limitless, and that every second counts. So hear me now. Protect your time. Guard it like a fortress. Say no to what does not serve you. Eliminate distractions. Cut out toxic relationships. Stop wasting energy on things that do not move you forward. Prioritize your goals, your growth, and your vision. Plan your day with purpose. Execute with discipline. Measure your time as carefully as you measure your investments. And every day, as you defend your hours, your focus, and your energy, you are building a life that cannot be derailed. You are creating results that cannot be denied. You are becoming the person you were meant to be. Your time is precious. Your life is precious. Protect it relentlessly, because every second you waste, every hour you lose, every day you squander is gone forever. And the people who achieve, the people who dominate, the people who leave legacies, they know this. They act on it. They guard it. They respect it. And when you do the same, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams. Now, it all comes down to one undeniable truth. Your life, your potential, your destiny. Only you can control it. No one else is going to hand it to you. No one else is going to validate you. No one else is going to fight for the greatness that lives inside of you. And that is why everything we've talked about matters. Why being yourself, ignoring the noise, rejecting comparison, handling criticism, building silent confidence, focusing on your vision, and protecting your time are not just strategies, they are survival tools for your purpose. The moment you stop chasing validation, the moment you stop looking sideways, the moment you stop worrying about what everyone else thinks, you unlock a power that cannot be bought, cannot be borrowed, and cannot be taken from you. It is yours and it is unstoppable. You are not here to live a life shaped by others. You are not here to conform to expectations, to shrink to make someone else comfortable, or to measure your worth by someone else's standards. You are here to rise. You are here to create. You are here to leave a mark that cannot be erased, to build a life that demands respect simply because it is authentic, relentless, and unapologetically yours. And that begins with one decision. The decision to be yourself, fully and completely, every single day, no matter the criticism, no matter the comparison, no matter the rejection, no matter the noise. Because when you stand firm in your identity, when you own your worth, and when you refuse to bend for anyone who does not believe in your vision, everything changes. Your focus sharpens, your energy multiplies, your growth accelerates, and your results become inevitable. But here's the thing, being yourself is not a passive choice. It is active, aggressive, relentless. It requires discipline, courage, and a refusal to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. It requires that you protect your time, your mind, and your energy from everything that distracts you from your mission. It requires that you embrace silence to build strength, embrace consistency to build confidence and embrace the discomfort that comes with going against the crowd. It requires that you act, even when the world doubts you, even when critics speak, and even when the path ahead seems impossible. Because greatness is never comfortable and authenticity is never convenient, but it is always worth it, always. So here is my final message to you. Stop shrinking. Stop trying to please everyone. Stop measuring yourself by someone else's success. Stop wasting your time on distractions, doubt, and fear. Stand tall, lock in, and focus on the person you are becoming. Protect your energy, protect your vision, and protect your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. The only way to rise, the only way to achieve, the only way to leave a legacy is to be unapologetically you and to move forward relentlessly, no matter what anyone says or thinks. Remember, the world will always try to tell you who you should be, how you should act, and what you should want. Ignore it. Shut it out. Focus on your growth, your goals, and your life. The moment you do, your potential becomes limitless, your impact becomes unstoppable, and your life becomes extraordinary. This is your time. This is your moment. Be yourself, ignore everyone, and rise higher than you ever imagined possible. Your greatness is waiting. Claim it.